everybody. Welcome to a bonus episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm being interrupted by my co-host here, Eric.
Because that's what I do.
That is exactly what you do. We are super excited, though, to welcome
kind of excited.
Shut up.
That's fair. That is fair.
But we've got a guest for this bonus episode. It's David Levine from the Whiskey Ring podcast. David, so good to finally have you on, man.
I know it's been, been waiting for this call for a long ass time. But
yeah, and we're only fitting you into like a 15-minute time slot, so.
Hey,
Bring him in.
we're good.
You telling somebody to steal second base?
No,
Is that
I'm
what
bringing
that
him
is?
for the bullpen. So We're going
okay.
to steal, and I'm getting David ready from the bullpen. No,
Gotcha.
but it's awesome having
I'm so
David
happy
on
you're
here.
so happy you remembered I'm a righty. That's perfect.
There you go.
I think we're all three all right-handers.
I found that out during 10-bip weekend that he was a righty. What? Huh? Never mind.
Anyway, so we all got, Eric and I shared samples, but we got sent the sample of the Barrell Seagrass, the 20-year? Is that what it is? The
Expensive year.
20 year?
The real big, expensive one at $500 a bottle.
Damn.
128.12 proof.
So if you break that down, if we were at a bar right now, how much you think that would cost?
I'm not good with math.
I don't know.
I can tell you the 100 mil is $66.67.
Damn. 666.
So I know more of that, right?
Yeah. Getting wild over here. Getting demonic.
It's been a long time. And by a long time, I mean probably never, that I've poured something that was $500 worth of whiskey. But I'm really excited to get into this. I liked the initial release of Seagrass. Eric did not.
No.
But we did come together and we both liked the 16-year.
Yeah. It's right here.
So
I was kind of the same way, honestly. I wasn't a huge fan of the original, and then just pouring the last of my gray label out here. Yeah, I really
oh,
like
are
the gray
you
label.
comparing?
Yeah,
Oh,
We got enough to,
okay.
I think we got enough to do that.
Yeah, we definitely got enough.
if not, get a carrier pigeon between the two of you.
Well, see who gets it first.
Yeah, I really love the gray label one, so I was excited when this one came out.
We did too. Yeah. So with that in mind, we should probably check out the gray label before we move on to the gold one, just to be sure.
Well, I remember taking this one, and it was great, but it was like a certain occasion pour. It was this was like a beach pour to me. Like I felt like I was getting like a mixed like beachside drink when I had this gray label.
Yeah, but going
You said special occasion. I thought it was like a wedding pour or something like that. It was like, no, just on the beach. That sounds
just
awesome.
just hanging out and catching some rays.
Well, going to the beach to me is a special occasion because it's like
No, it definitely
You
is.
don't have any.
friggin' kids and work and all that, and finally just getting to sit on the beach and yeah, it smells like a mixed drink to me. It's like a rum.
It does, but going back to it, it feels more like just being whiskey than it used to. Like this is definitely a rye whiskey with some fun tail ends.
Oh, it's like rye finished in Twizzlers. Like not licorice, like straight up cherry Twizzlers.
Perry almost spit took on that one.
That's how it goes, I suppose.
I was thinking like an old fashioned made with Rum Agricole, which sounds really weird, but like that fresh, really bright, grassy.
What's
type of rum that's still
Agricole?
Sweet.
Nothing. What's
Oh, so it's
agricole with you? Hey, got him!
Slam!
Got him!
I don't even know what agricole is.
I got to be honest with you, I don't either.
Tell us, David.
I couldn't have gone with that. I was going to be like, we chatted about that before. We were going to screw with him. No. All right.
No, sorry.
So,
I don't do well with bits.
God damn. All right. So, Rum Agricole, it's a type of rum, usually from Martinique. It's made a couple other places too, but really mostly Martinique, and it's made from fresh pressed sugarcane juice. So instead of molasses or some kind of other sugar byproduct, this is taking the cane, pressing it, and fermenting that really fresh juice. So instead of a dark, kind of date-like or dark fruit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's very fresh, a little grassy.
Okay, I see that.
It tastes more like a sweet cane.
It's very sweet. Yeah.
It isn't this. Aren't some of the barrels Martinique rum barrels?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're Rum Agricole barrels. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like completely off or anything. But
I mean, I'm usually off, so that's usual for me. But.
Hey, you and me both, bro. But no, the 16 year is so enjoyable. I mean, it's
very candy to me.
I
like
think
it's sugar and like cherry and stuff like that.
I think one of the weirder things about it too is that it feels really, really approachable, despite the fact that it is ultra premium.
Very.
I mean, like it
glass case ultra.
Yeah.
What's the price on that one?
Like $250?
$250.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean that's bizarre to me that it kind of falls into that particular category, but I'm excited to see how it compares to the gold label here.
I'm gonna leave a little bit just to...
No, I'm holding on to some of the gray label for sure.
It doesn't drink, at least to me, like 130 proof either.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, not at all.
Like it's not Basil Hayden, but like
no, but it is closer to, like, I would say the 100 proof marker, or I would think so at the very least. But
here we go.
20-year gold label. This is in a 750 ml, $500 bottle.
I was gonna do this. Usually get to do like a cork pop or something like that.
Oh, you're gonna do the crack.
The crack.
The crack. There. We go.
That's fine.
Yes. Very good. The most muted response I've ever gotten to one of those.
It was a golf clap.
Yeah, it was okay.
Mm-hmm. I've had claps more.
Great ass.
You invited me. Sorry.
You're right.
Okay. They smell oddly the same.
They do, but the gold label is brighter.
What's the age on this one?
20 years?
20 years.
20 years. I was going to say it's getting kind of a tight nose on this one.
Tight.
Not a lot flowing out of the glass.
Tight. It's a tight.
No,
it's a tight boy.
That is a tight nose.
Okay, yeah. I get a little bit more... It's a little honey? More...
Honey and fruity.
It's like you took the 15-year, but you added like a little layer of honey on top of it.
Yeah. This is where, so like I was saying with the 16-year, the gray label, where we had like initially talked about it being a more beachy pour.
Right.
This kind of brings it back for me. Like,
this is kind of like a at your house sitting on the back deck.
Yeah.
Maybe even camping a little bit. Like.
Yeah. Now, I think it's important to bring up, what about this says $500 a bottle for you?
There's nothing, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. There's nothing that I initially get off the nose that's like, this is a $500. Like,
I mean, I don't get like,
I feel like I've had other
things.
I've had other things probably sub 100 that have made me feel the same way.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
David's already taken a drink though.
It's a lot of honey. It's a lot of honey on the nose. It's a honey bun.
I'm not getting a ton on the nose, but that might just be.
I get a honey bun like
do a huge pour.
You open the package. There's that icing. and honey. Icing and honey to me on the nose.
Let me ask you a question, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever opened a sample like this and not immediately thought honey buns?
Yes. Do you think I say that for everything?
I mean,
I don't feel like I said that
casual
for
observer
everything.
over here.
What? No.
I mean, the broadest thing
Listen,
is
though,
that,
like honey bun,
it smells like Little Debbie, and then I got to ask questions. So,
well, I do compare a lot of things to Little Debbie cakes. So, but okay, honey bun on the nose.
Honestly, once you sip it a little bit, the nose opens up more.
This is not bad at all.
Yeah, it better not be. I feel like this deserves the hyper ultra supreme premium tag. I mean, this drinks like something that is very rare or does not actually come about very often.
There's a barrel dark tobacco note mixed with honey in it that honestly I don't know if I've had that with anything. Like, it's like, I mean, my style, it's like honey buns in a barrel. If you can picture that in your head, and I always like taste and smell and colors. And this is like it sucks. It doesn't suck. It sucks that I like.
It better not suck.
No. I'm simplifying it by saying like I think gold in my head. Gold as in honey and barrel.
I'm thinking yellow as well. Yeah.
And I hope that I'm not like persuaded by the label, but either way, it's like honey bun and honey in a barrel. It's almost like when you get one of those honey finished bourbons or ryes. This is what I would immediately think that it would taste like. I feel like the price tag though needs to be like moved down. Like, I feel like this would be the gray
$350.
I feel like this would be the gray label price. Yeah. And the gray label should have been like $100 to $150. You know what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
That's kind of what I'm like. This is really good. I can't afford it, but it's really good.
I mean, going between the two, going back to the gray label still like tastes great, has all the flavors up there, but it develops kind of a rawer edge to it, like a hot proof edge. And the gold label, it's 2.5 proof points lower, and it's so rounded and dare I say smooth for
which Oh yeah, it is 128 versus 130. Sorry. For whatever reason, I thought that the gold label was like 120-ish.
It does not drink 128 proof.
No, it definitely doesn't.
No,
it definitely doesn't. I think that this is, it's like the epitome of people trying to find a smooth whiskey. Right? Like something that they would consider to be not difficult to approach. It's not like offensive to their palate or anything. But the big problem is its price. And I want more people to drink this. I want this to be like something available to folks.
Why is this at the price it is? Like, I'm asking you to, like, I 100% know that you have more knowledge than I do about the stuff. Like, I can pair shit all day. But why is this price? This is a Canadian rye,
It's got to be the age, right?
Yeah. But, like,
that was my question to compare it to, because you guys had the first gold label, right? The gold label bourbon.
I don't know if we had that.
I don't think so either. Did we? If we did, then I don't remember it. Unfortunately.
Which, I mean, statement in itself right there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But the gold label bourbon is a little younger. It's like 15 and 16-year-old barrels. But for me, it kind of got up there just because like a 15, 16-year-old bourbon at 115 to 120 proof, whatever it was, you could kind of make the argument for 500 if it was a super premium product.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, I agree. It certainly tastes super premium, ultra premium, whatever.
Yeah.
Uber premium.
Hyper.
Yeah.
Hyper, infinite, ultra, super, mega premium. Yeah.
While I was talking, Perry brought up thesaurus.com. I was just reading off the screen.
I did actually. Yeah. It's
yes.
yeah.
But this, like, think about the 3 seagrasses out there. The basic one should be $70.
I wouldn't.
And it's what,
now
like
it's
120,
150.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fred.
I want to see you. So great ass. quick sidebar, David. I would really like to see you interview Fred. I'm curious what that would be like.
I thought you were going to say I'd like to see him in an ascot.
I would love to see you, David, in an ascot for sure. No, but I think that
and nothing else. Okay.
It's just a mini barrel.
I'd pay premium for that.
No, I think that you interviewing Fred would be really interesting and a lot of fun to
it would
engage
be
with.
No joke. Like,
So yeah.
No, I would love to. And
if we only knew somebody that knew Fred Minnick.
I know. God, so so ethereal, unapproachable, way out there. If we only knew 2 people who lived in the same freaking state as him.
I would text him right now. I'm going to cut this out, but I would text him right now, but his father-in-law just passed away. So
No, of course. And keeping with the cutting this part out too, like, I know I've said my piece about Fred.
Yeah.
About that, but my opinion of him does remain the same, that I believe he's an excellent taster, has the professional skills. The selling out part is separate.
Oh no, it's I agree.
But as a spirits professional and as a person, I have zero issue with him and would love to talk to him about that stuff.
For sure.
So that's my piece, and that's whenever someone asks me or it comes up, that's always what I say is that this part I don't agree with, this part I fully still respect him for. So anyway,
Agreedo. McClanky.
Did he shoot first?
well, you
though?
put that up.
Did he shoot first?
Sure first.
Did he shoot first?
No, Han shot first.
Okay, I was just making sure. You brought up Greedo. I always got to ask that.
Yeah, but if Greedo comes up, my first response is McClanky.
Yeah.
His name's Greedo. You really think he's going to be wasting a shot?
Sure.
The Pun King returns. Anyway, back into it.
I mean, I just always think of the Star Wars reference where, someone's hanging a lightsaber down, like a lamp, and Greedo runs into him. He's like, hey, why do you do that? Why do you hang this up? Because apparently he's also a 90-year-old Russian guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same as what's his name in Phantom Menace?
Watto. Yeah.
Not Jar
I
Jar.
was like, Jar Jar. I was like...
Oh, it's a Nosa.
It's a no pay $500.
No.
Even Jar Jar just would have heard what you said and gone, what did he say?
What's he saying?
What does he say? I mean, no.
Misa, no one knows what he say.
Misa Fred Minnick.
Misa loving the ascot.
Misa loving the ascot. Misa loving the slipknot.
Anyway, let's bring it back around. So I think we've talked enough at
Okay, bye.
in generalities. Oh well, okay. See you, Dave. We talked enough in generalities, but I also think that it's time for us to kind of talk about whether or not we would buy this in our specific notes, and just drive this home for a $500 bottle of whiskey. That's the biggest issue I have with it. I mean, overall.
I just don't understand. Like, my brain can't comprehend why this is $500.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Like,
I mean, part of it is probably because, they bought the barrels at a premium, and then they also went through the extra work of, like, finishing it and crafting it. And, I from that aspect, I get it. But I don't know. There's not a lot of bottles on the market at $500 where I'm like, that makes sense.
Can I just be honest? It's like, I like this. I appreciate this. I would love to have this, but it's not like saying you took I'm just going to say it. It's not like saying you took a 20-year-old Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
And you finished it or you bottled it or something like that. It's like, this is a 20-year-old Canadian rye, which is good, but I don't feel like it's $500 good.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, and that's nothing against the brand or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. Like, I could take the Obtainium that you have.
Yeah.
That's how old?
26 years.
26 years.
Yeah.
I know it's not finished in a bunch of stuff, but I would enjoy that just as much for, what, under $100?
Yeah, I got it for like 80 or 90, something like that.
But, like, to me, the guy who likes high-proof stuff, who enjoys these ryes, these high-proof ryes and stuff, there's so many options that are not $500.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it doesn't taste bad. I just can't get behind $500. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
That's kind of where I was going with the comparison of the three Seagrasses of, like, it at MSRP. The first one, fine, makes sense, well within barrel range. The 250 even, it's a little high for me, but let's say 200 is okay instead of 250 for the gray label.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As a special pour to pull out when you got someone who has the high proof, who can handle high proof. Let's put it that way. I don't see plus 2 years or plus 4 years, but what is basically the same whiskey. Plus 4 years but double the price.
Yeah.
I can't justify that either. I think it's really good, and Eric, I agree. About like $350, I would spend a bonus, part of a bonus on this or something.
I think you're right. Like, I think if this is good enough to say, like, my fun money, as I call it, each paycheck. Like, if nothing else was coming out and I wanted to buy a big price bottle, this will be good. Like, I'd pair this with a honey bun all day. Like, it's good. But $500, man, it's just like, you put it down to that $200 to $300 range. Yeah. I highly consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I also, there's one more thing on that is that the other gray label that came out at the same time Seagrass did was the 24-year-old Canadian. I got that here. A second. This 24-year-old Canadian rye finished in Oloroso and XO Armagnac casks. That was at 121.64 proof. It was also 250. That one, a 24-year-old Canadian whiskey, I would have easily paid $254, happily. Just put it on my card right away. And I thought that was a deal, frankly, on it. 24-year-old double finished whiskey for that.
So that's a barrel finished 24-year-old Canadian rye. That's cheaper than the one we just had.
Yeah. So this one's the gray label, so those are always at $250. And I thought both that and the gold show the same great blending skills, the smoothing out of all the rough edges, or any rough edges. The proof does not drink like the proof, but is still powerful enough to satisfy a proof whore, like I am. But 5 is too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there's a lot about $500.
I mean, unless it's like a 50-year-old bourbon. But you know what I mean though. Like if we're going by
That's
just
true.
the
Yeah.
the 10-year
The 10-year
$10
per
year.
yeah.
$10 year. Yeah.
$10 per year method. I couldn't imagine paying $500 for this particular whiskey.
And if they can find 24-year-old Canadian whiskey and sell it for $250,
Yeah.
how is 20-year-old Canadian whiskey in 3 finishes?
That's what I'm saying.
twice
Like,
the
Yeah.
price?
No. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It just seems kind of mismatched
Yeah.
for me. So I think like overall, if and we're kind of like bouncing between the two rating systems that we have on the show, you know, between the podcast and the YouTube
And the yay
systems.
and the nay and
Yeah.
the numbers. Yeah.
Like overall, this is probably, and it's because the price is so expensive. I'm probably going like a 14 out of 20 because it is a very, very good whiskey. But you know, if I had to really break it down, like the price is like a 1.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
I mean, I don't even know if I know at this point. I don't know what the price like level is because it's like
Yeah.
I could easily say get a sample, don't pay for this,
Yeah.
and then decide for yourself whether you want to try to get it. Like
Yeah, there'll be like a bottle bar.
There
bus kind
there
of
is like
system.
no decision making process with this.
yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
It's just like, yes, I can go for it, or no.
I would love to have
doubt
this
it.
if somebody poured it for me, but I just can't justify paying that amount for it.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, too. Like I'm looking at the tasting notes that Barrell put up for this,
Let's hear 'em.
and we don't have another 20 minutes. You know their tasting notes are long. But suffice it to say, like the flavor notes for me are pretty spot on. Like just picking out a couple things, you know, palate, Meyer lemons, clover honey,
Honey,
a
yeah.
little ripe pineapple, you know, tiny bit of acidity, but not much.
Yeah.
Cast strength rye, peppercorn, a little sweet herb, apricot, long lasting finish. Like just picking those couple things out does line up. But with Perry, I got to agree, it's about a 14. It would get like a 3.5 to 4, if not a little more on all the other categories. But the
Yeah.
price, I'm gonna give the
that's-
price a 2, honestly.
Okay. That's really interesting, actually. Like, what
So
why? I guess.
I guess objectively, I would give the price of 1. In context, I would put it at 2. So, because I keep thinking to myself, if this didn't have the name Seagrass on it,
Sure.
if it was anything else, would it be a gold label? And because of what has happened with Seagrass over the past 6 months, would it be 500? And that's where I think, you know, in terms of availability of something like this, rarity, exclusivity, that's where I'm willing to maybe give it a 500.
Yeah.
You know, but so that's why, like, in context, that's what I'm thinking. If it had anything else on it other than Seagrass, I don't think they could justify charging 500.
Yeah.
Because who knows if
Yeah.
they were going to take that liquid and put it through the whole Seagrass process.
Yeah.
They could have seen what happened with, you know, we're picking out Fred here on this, but like him naming it one of the best whiskeys of the year, Seagrass Original, blew up the market for Seagrass. So do they follow that process after that? Or if you pick something else and Seagrass isn't up there, is something else on there?
Who, like, let me ask you two this. Who's this marketed to? Like, what person? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
honestly, like,
Yeah,
I really
that's a
don't
fair
know.
question.
I really don't know.
because you look at me, like the guy, I'm a bourbon nerd, love single barrels, love, you know, the occasional finishes, love unique things. Like, this is not like, it's almost like if it was like I said, an older bourbon or something like that. I know what these older ryes go for on other brands.
Yeah.
What is this to me? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't get the consumer of this.
I don't really either because, I mean, there's no, as far as I am concerned, no particular group of consumers that rye whiskey is like, or Canadian rye whiskey is like their go-to thing. And this also, like, it furthers the confusion because it is finished and there's nobody that, like, again, as far as I know, is saying, I need this finished rye whiskey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's actually a good point towards why somebody would consider this ultra hyper beyond premium, because there is nobody that is buying this as a regular drinker, I suppose. You know, like it is supposed to be in some aspects special.
Yeah.
Or something that they would buy for, you know,
Going to the beach.
I mean, am I off base with that, David? What do you think?
I mean, first, I'm surprised Eric only put up 3 fingers instead of 1 on that one. But I think you're totally right. I was listening to what you were saying, but I was also trying to think about what else is out there at 500 MSRP. You know,
it's mostly like
at any category.
I mean, it's mostly like, you know,
scotches,
yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, the scotches, the single barrel scotches. Maybe I don't remember what the Heaven Hill 17 was at MSRP.
250.
It was like 3. It was only 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn.
Somebody just put one up for 1,200 on a group.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't seen it without that extra 0, but yeah, like there's nothing comparable too. So like I think we'll see. I mean, the gold label bourbon I know sold out in most markets, but it was the first of its kind. It was the first thing they put out at $500.
What was the stats on that? Like, is Kentucky bourbon? Was it a blend? Like, well, I don't know anything about that one.
I'm sure it had MGP in it.
Let's see.
Now, how old was it?
It was 16 years old.
Okay.
16.
So that's the youngest.
113.54 proof.
That's it.
Distilled and aged in Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
So do we think the oldest part of that was Dickel?
Probably.
If the oldest part of that was Kentucky or MGP, I would be all on it. But like, I feel like.
But think about 16-year-old, because the youngest part of it has to be 16. So think 16-year-old MGP or 16-year-old.
Well, that's true.
Kentucky.
Okay, and now I'm thinking about that. Yeah. So that brings me in more than.
And it does say a blend of 16 and 17-year-old straight bourbons.
So
it's
at least that. That's a lot more appealing to me than a old Canadian rye finished and stuff. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I would love some older MGP Kentucky, even some of the older Dickel stuff that I've had that are like single barrels I can get behind. But like, I don't know, like $500. It's just
so much. It's so much money.
The big question, I don't know, for me, the big question is going to be: are they going to pull back on this? Like talking to Will Schragus over at Barrell, they have 4 tiers, 4 prices across their entire line.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the 4th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The 250 was successful. The Gray Seagrass went out. The 24-year-old went out. All the new whiskeys that they produce under the Gray label sell out pretty quickly, pretty much except the rum.
Right.
And I think that'll come quickly too. But at 500, the bourbon sold. But will this sell? My bet is yes, which means they'll keep coming out with these.
Yeah.
That same question each time.
I think it will sell at the biggest problem I think though is just brand recognition. You know, like it's and I know that Seagrass in and of itself has garnered so much praise.
Yeah.
And it continues to as well.
It's a more well-known name.
Yeah, but I guess like my big hang up is, does it deserve that? You know, like overall, like as a brand within a brand, does it deserve all of the accolades that it has gotten over the past few months? I would argue. I don't know. I can kind of sit on the fence.
I will not. It's
going to be painful.
I will not
true.
buy a bottle that says Seagrass on it. That's just
it. Just period.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom level one I don't like.
Yeah.
And the other ones, it's just too expensive for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy the top ones, the gray and the gold, but I don't think I would buy them.
Sure.
And I'm not going to buy that lower one because I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So, but
going back to
Whiskey
the rating system.
Pairability, this is a honey bun.
It's a honey
pairing
bun, yeah.
all day. If you buy this, get a honey bun and pour it over the honey bun and eat it, and it will be great.
So overall, yay, nay, may?
I'm going to say
I'm going to go like low tier meh.
I'm going to go meh.
But it's only because of how expensive it is. It's so good. It's really good.
If you want to
whiskey.
get curious, get it at a bar or find that friend who buys everything and try it with them before you buy it. That's what I'll say.
For sure. Mm-hmm. David?
I'm gonna go high end meh. Because I did really like it.
Yeah.
I did really like it, but at that price, I can't.
Yeah.
It's if you have that kind of money floating around, go for it. You know, assalamu alaikum, enjoy it. But like,
he's throwing out the Yiddish at us.
I mean, that was Arabic, so you're really far off.
Oh well, sorry. Well, anyway, it was one of the tribes of Abraham.
I'm screwing up this whole show for you right now.
No, you're not.
Never. Never in a million
like,
years could this show be screwed up by anybody.
Agricole.
I just did a whole show
Agricole,
based on what I thought we should do, and it was something else.
And that's why he's back in the garage.
Exactly. But anyway, I think that about does it for this bonus episode. David, we need to get you on for a regular one, a main episode.
Full episode.
For sure.
Through the whole thing.
Absolutely.
But
have you guys on full episode for me too?
That would be so much fun.
Together or separate?
No, together.
Or separate.
Ooh.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm down for anything. I love you both. Like, honestly, we all talk.
Absolutes.
We talk together all the time, and I love Marine 5, so I'm good.
So that was my first joke that I made in that chat. He was a Maroon long before you knew him.
Dave, where can people find you, all your things, and all that?
You can find reviews and tasting notes on WhiskeyInMyWeddingRing.com. Whiskey Ring Podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms. Got starting tomorrow, whenever this airs. Not tomorrow. I've got a new segment with our friend John Hughes.
It's true.
The
As the first guest.
influencer.
Under the influence.
Under the influence.
Under the influencer. And you get to find out who is under and who is over. But John is going to be the first two episodes because we talked for
First
3 hours. We talked for
Two-parter?
3 hours. Yes.
You gave John Hughes a two-parter episode?
I believe it.
Dude, we cut it because it was 1:30 a.m. my time, and I had to get up at 6:30.
That guy goes all
We could have
night
kept
long.
going.
Yeah.
That guy's got
Me too,
stamina
man.
of Val
we
Venus.
kept going. Stamina of what? Sorry?
Val Venus. It's a wrestling thing.
I thought you said no. That's fine. I thought you said the stamina of Balvinus, and I was like, I didn't know the Balvinus. The Balvin had that. That's a new line out there. Hadn't heard that one.
Surprise.
Anyway, surprise. So sorry. That's a Patreon only, but patreon.com/WhiskeyInMyWeddingRing. New episode. First episode comes out June 10th. Every Friday, gonna have a new episode with YouTubers, influencers, Instagrammers, even these two, and it's gonna be be a lot of fun.
I think my invite got lost in the mail then. Regardless, David, thank you so much for joining us for this bonus episode. If you want to follow us, it's at My Bourbon Pod and at Whiskey Mutant on all of the social media channels. Go and support the show at patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast. Subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube. Hey.
Don't cut that out.
Hey, David, get out of my front
yard. I've been holding one in for half an hour.
Let it out.
Go ahead. Let it go. Let it go.
Well, no. Now I got performance anxiety. So, I don't just let anything out of my mouth.
That's fair. Yeah. You can also find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. Leave us a comment, a review, please, on the podcast, all that good stuff. If you want to, I don't know, talk to us, 859-428-8253. Leave us a voicemail.
DMs.
Slide in.
Sorry.
Huh?
Quick note on that. I have to ask this.
Yes.
I was listening to one of the episodes recently. Did you guys ever have the TV commercial where you call the number to get that particular cable subscriber? I was like, da-na-na, da-na-na, as the theme song.
Did we?
All right, I'll have to send it to you. But it was
okay, cool.
It was. It's been 15 years, and it's still in my wife and ours heads. And that's how I remember the Bower Rings numbers. I just put those numbers in.
859-428-8253.
Okay.
8253.
There we go.
So,
all right. Yeah.
Anyway,
that does it. David, again, thank you so much for joining us for this bonus review.
Bonus.
Until next time, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
I'm David.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast bonus episode.
Which is what you will need to purchase this bottle.
Damn.
You're not kidding. Anyway, bye!